Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I am your boy Big Al Better. We got our Sunday Week 4 big slate video for you guys today. A little different setup than you guys are probably used to this season. No Maddie bets today. It's just going to be me again. But anyway, if you guys new to the channel, welcome on in. Please like and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing NFL football bets. We do NBA bets. We've had some NHL bets on the channel as well. NBA was a pretty good run. NFL, this is season 2 for us. We had a great season last season. Hit it about 60% across the board on most of our picks. But welcome into the Sunday video. This is the way we do it, right? We got our locks of the week. I bring five plays to the table. I give those out to you guys. Those are my favorite 5 picks from the slate of games. It's an over, under, or spread on the slate. Then we got our 6-pick teasers, which are 6-pick, 6-point teasers. We were pretty profitable with those last year. We've yet to hit one this year. 3 weeks in, we're 0 of 3 on those. Not great, but as you know, you just take shots on goal. Eventually, you're going to hit. And then I've got a prop parlay for you guys and a touchdown score parlay for you guys, with taking one guy from each team. Not for the whole slate of games. I picked 6 and 6. So I got 6 touchdown scores that I really like this week, and I got 6 props I really like this week from the books. I use DraftKings as my book of choice. That's the one near me. That's the only one I'm allowed to play because I live in a state that doesn't have online, so I can't shop around. But we always encourage you guys to shop around, find the best lines available, find the best deals available. But like I said, welcome into the channel. So the way we're going to do this, I'm just going to go through my locks of the week really quick. Then I'll give you guys, normally I save teaser for the end. We'll do teaser second. And then I'll hop into the prop parlay, and then we'll close out with the touchdown parlay, kind of get you guys out of here. This video should not be too long. I'm guessing about 12, maybe 13 minutes. Unless I get a little long-winded on some of these lines here. So without further ado, let me take a sip here. A little Miller Lite, a little whiskey. Cheers. Recording this a little late night prior to heading to bed tonight. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this. As far as locks of the week for this week, right? We got first pick on my list is the Chargers -6. They're taking on the Giants. They're at the Giants. My philosophy going into this game and why I like it, Chargers beat the Chiefs week 1, obviously, in where did they play? Was that the Brazil game? Yeah, the Brazil game. Chargers beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs just wiped the floor with the Giants. Now, we know Jackson Dart is going to be starting this week instead of Russell Wilson, so that is a cause for concern potentially if that -6 seems like too many points to you. But I will encourage you, Chargers defense looks really, really good. They get to go up against a rookie quarterback. I really like that. So give me Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, who looks great, and a veteran team going up against a rookie quarterback. I really like those odds. They are on the road. They are laying the 6, but I think it is the spot to be on, and I think they made that number big enough so you'd be lured back into taking the Giants again. I expect the Giants to go 0-4. I expect the Chargers to cover this number and win convincingly. They've beat their whole division in the first 3 weeks. They beat the Broncos, they beat the Raiders, and they beat the Chiefs. And the Chiefs just wiped the floor with the Giants. So I expect that the Chargers will be able to go in there and do pretty much the same thing. So give me the Chargers -6 there. It feels too good to not take that one. Second, we're going to scroll down a little bit on the. It's still a 10 a.m. game. If you're on the West Coast, it's a 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. rather if you're on the East Coast. We're going to take the Bills here -15.5 going up against the Saints. It is a big number, so if there's sticker shock and you're not about it, I totally understand that. But are we really going to trust the Saints here to cover a 16-point number? They just lost to Seattle, 44-12, I believe, was the final score in that Saints game against Seattle, on the road in Seattle. Now you have to go on the road to Buffalo, which Seattle's looked great so far this year, but they're not Buffalo. And so give me Buffalo Bills. Give me Josh Allen. They win by 16. I mean, they just beat the brakes off the Jets. What was that, last week? I expect them to be able to cover this number. They didn't cover this number. We took them plus 12.5 against the Miami Dolphins, but we should have known that's divisional. That's a little bit different. This is a Saints team that's done absolutely nothing so far this year. They've lost to everybody, and the Bills are one of the premier teams in this league. So we expect that the Bills will be able to handle business, do what they need to do, and that's why the number was set at 15.5, because they want people betting the Saints. The books do, I think, which is why this number is so high. So give me the Bills here, -15.5. Like I said, it is a big number, so if you're sticker shocked and you can't get to it, no shame in that game. You can fade me or just not touch the game. But for me, I was looking through the whole slate, and it's just like, man, there are a bunch of tough spreads out here. So I was like, you know what? Give me the Bills -15.5. I'll plug my nose and take that number. Third, we're gonna take the Buccaneers. This is one of the big games of the week. The Eagles are playing the Bucs. Both teams are 3-0. It should be great. Obviously, Baker and the boys have been doing their thing, and Mike Evans is hurt. So, but you've got Chris Godwin potentially is coming back, and you got Emeka Ibuka, who's been a revelation basically as a rookie. Again, against the Eagles team, that's they've been in some close games. They won by 4, they won by 5, and then they just won by 26-31. I think it's another 5-point game. So they've been in close. No, it's 4-3-5 is how they've won their games. 4 against the Cowboys, 3 against the Chiefs, and 5 against the 5 against the. I just said it. Anyway, 5 against. Who'd they just play? The Rams. The Rams. Man, that was crazy. Anyway, give me the Bucs here plus 3.5. They get 3.5 points. They're at home. They're undefeated. It feels like a great spot for me. The Eagles secondary has not been as good as we would have thought they would be, and their rushing defense, they've given up 400 yards on the ground so far this year. And the Bucs are really trying to run the ball a lot. They're trying to get Bucky Irving and Rachaad White going. So I think they can do enough to play keep away with the ball, win the time of possession potentially, and do some damage. They also beat the Eagles last year. I think it was week 2 or 3 last year, but they're one of the only teams that did beat the Eagles last year. So give me the Buccaneers here plus 3.5 at home, taking on the defending champs. I get it if you don't like it, but you get over a field goal with the home team. That feels also too good to be true. And I like the Eagles, but they haven't looked as dominant this year as they looked last year. So yeah, give me the Bucs here plus 3.5. I've loved the Bucs. I have a ticket for them to win the division. That was one of the easiest bets I placed. So far that's looking phenomenal. So yeah, give me the Bucs here plus 3.5. It feels too good to be true. Not too good to be true. It feels like the right side to be on. Obviously, if you guys disagree with any of these plays, just go ahead and comment down below. I'll always respond. Next, we're going to be moving on to our fourth pick because I brought 5. We got our fourth pick. I like the Rams minus 3.5 at home against Colts. Now, with this one, it's interesting, right? The Colts are 3-0. They've been dominant. My brother, Matty Betts, he's the one who didn't make this video, but he's a massive Colts fan, loves the Colts, and he'd be killing to get plus 3.5 with his team, undefeated. They're on the road in LA, right? I would take the Colts, whatever the number, basically, if the Rams had won last week at the Eagles. But they lost in that close one with the blocked kick that was run back by the Eagles. So what does that mean? You're going to give me Stafford and McVay off a loss with Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams. I have to take that. That defense is going to be hungry. I love what the Colts have been doing. I think they're a real team. I think they're a real threat. But give me the Rams here, minus 3.5 at home. It feels like the right side to be on. I think they win this game by 7. And if they had won against the Eagles, I would be on the Colts pretty much regardless of the number. Not regardless, but pretty much regardless. But the fact they're lost, I don't think they lose 2 in a row with a healthy team. So give me the Rams here, minus 3.5 at home. And then our final pick of the day is going to be, and I kind of was going back and forth because I really like this. I feel like the Bears at plus 1.5, which is what the spread is right now against the Raiders. I feel like that's a really good play. And then I also like the Niners here, minus 3.5 to go 4-0, taking on the Jags at home. But what we're ultimately going to go with, we're going to take the Ravens here, minus 2.5 in Kansas City. It is a big number, but Harbaugh off a loss is really good. So I like that, and they just lost on on Monday Night Football to the Lions. Also, the Chiefs have not looked good. Their only win is against the Giants, which we don't. If you guys are watching the same league I'm watching, you probably don't think the Giants are that good of a ball club. So I like the Ravens here to go into Arrowhead, get the job done, and win this thing by 3. The Chiefs are interesting this year. They're going to need to go on a tear here, and I think they will once they get their weapons back, and I think they probably still make the playoffs. They still make some hay, but they win these games against these really good teams, in my opinion, from the years I've watched them. They win these games in the playoffs, but they don't always win them in the regular season. That's why Josh Allen has a winning record against Mahomes in the regular season, but has never beat him in the playoffs. That's because Mahomes turns it on to another level in the playoffs when the games matter. But in this regular season, they're not going to matter. So I expect the Ravens to win this. They're going to go to 2-2, or they're going to go to 2-2. and the Chiefs are going to go to 1-3. In my opinion, they're going to lose this game at home to the Ravens. I think the Ravens cover this somewhat easily. I think it could get kind of ugly for a little bit of it. But yeah, give me the Ravens here -2.5. That's going to be our final lock of the day. So just to run that back for you guys, the 5 picks we have, we got the Chargers -6 at the Giants. We've got the Buffalo Bills -15.5 at home against the New Orleans Saints. We got the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, +3.5 at home against the reigning defending Philadelphia Eagles. We got the LA Rams at home -3.5. The Colts are coming to town. And then our final pick is going to be the Ravens on the road in Arrowhead -2.5. There's a reason that they set this line to -2.5. They know Harbaugh's good off a loss. They know the Chiefs have not been the same team this year. And I think the Chiefs need to wait till they get Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back to really become the threat that that's when they'll turn it on and really get after it. So those are the 5 I like for the locks of the week. We have been hitting at a decent clip, not as high of a clip. We hit at 60% last week. We hit 3 of the 5 I gave out, which you can't complain about 60%. So that's where we're at. Moving on, let's touch on this teaser real quick. So the way I kind of do the teasers, when I give you guys the 5 locks of the week, I take those and tease them because obviously I like the lines, and then I just throw in one other is how I've been doing it this season. Last season, I think we shook it up a little bit because there were some things like the Titans overs teased hit at a ridiculous clip. So there's stuff like that where I wouldn't just throw the regular line in, but I'd throw the teased line in, something like that. So for this one, we've got the Chargers teased from the -6 to a money line. We've got the Buffalo Bills teased from that -15.5 to a -9.5. We got the Buccaneers teased from a +3.5 to a +9.5, which I feel incredibly great about. We got the Rams teased from a -3.5 to a +2.5. Then we've got the Ravens teased from a -2.5 to a +3.5. We get +3.5 with the Ravens on the road. I like that a lot. And then our final one's going to be the Commanders taking on the Falcons. I like teasing the over in that game down from 45.5 to 39.5. So they just need to hit 40 points. That line of this thing cashes. Last year they played in second to last week of the year, I believe it was, on Sunday Night Football. It was 25 to 31, so it was a 56-point game, and it went to overtime. So I expect this game to be similar. I was looking through the stats too. Like the Commanders, they're like the 12th worst team against the run, so Bijan should have a good day. And then as far as the pass goes, the Commanders' secondary is kind of mid, and then the Falcons' defense is really good. But we know the Commanders are going to score, especially if Jaden Daniels comes back. So I really like that over there. So that's my 6. Those are the 6 lines: Chargers money line, Bills -9.5, Bucks +9.5, Rams +2.5, Ravens +3.5. And Commanders Falcons over 39.5. Those are the 6 picks on the teaser. Obviously, that's a 6-pick, 6-point teaser. Pays a +500 over on DraftKings. Most places are going to be right around that +500. I know ESPN Bet kind of screws you on it. They'll give you like a +410 or +420. So shop around, find some lines that are good for you guys. But that's the teaser I like for this week. We're hoping to finally hit one. It's been 3 weeks without hitting one. Matty Betts' teaser missed by literally just the Packers last week. He hit all 5 lines. The 6th line was Packers teased from the -8.5 to -2.5. And they lose the game by 3, and you're just like, how? If McManus makes that kick, that's a hit teaser, you know what I mean? But that's just how it goes. So anyway, all right, let's hop into these prop parlays, the prop parlay and the touchdown parlay, and then we'll get you guys out of here. We're at 13 minutes on this video. I can see it recording right now, so I'll try to fly through this so we stay under 20. But for the prop parlay, I've got some interesting ones here for you. So I've got all the stats pulled up over on this screen too, so I can give you guys a little bit of a reasoning behind the line. So I'm going to go through this real quick, and then we will then I'll recap it once I've gone through each line. First line, I've got Keenan Allen 60+ receiving yards. I was going to take, and you can alternate this, right? Justin Herbert last year, a good prop. If you're going to take the Chargers for anything, take Justin Herbert to not throw an interception. He threw 5 all last season, and then he threw 5 in that playoff game. But he's protected the ball really well. This year he's really healthy, so I really like Justin Herbert to not throw a pick. But the problem with that is it's super juiced, right? So instead we got Keenan Allen 60+ receiving yards. He's had over 60 in all 3 games. He had 68, 61, 65. So over 60 is a win for Keenan Allen, and this is also plus money because his line's at like 53.5. So you take him for 60, it's plus money, so it juices the parlay even more. I also take all these lines I'm about to give out for both parlays. I bet them all single also. I don't always make them plus money. Sometimes I just take people's lines, yada, yada, yada. But for Keenan Allen right here, this is a plus money play. So I really liked it. Next, we got Rachaad White over 16.5 rushing yards. This is his line. He's gone up against the Eagles. Like I said, they've given up 400 yards of rushing in 3 games. So I really like that. Their rushing defense has not been as good this year. They're giving up 5 yards a carry. So give me Rachaad White if he gets 5-6 carries in the game, and they're giving up 5 yards a carry. That you're looking at 20 plus yards a carry, right? He's had 13, 12, and 8 yards or whatever. So 2 of the games he's gotten to double digits. In this game, we just need him to be able to rip one big one or get enough touches to where he can hit, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and we get to the number. But it's over 16.5 rushing yards, which is his line. Next, we're going to take Darnell Mooney for 50-plus receiving yards. The weakness of this Commanders' defense is their secondary. That's where they give up the yards. So I like Darnell Mooney here. Also, we get the Falcons off a bounce-back game from their 30-0 loss to Carolina. So I really like that. Darnell Mooney missed week 1. He played week 2 and got very little targets. Week 3 last week, he led the team in targets. So I expect him to be able to get some big catches and get to the 50 receiving yards. It's also a plus money play. Next, we got C.J. Stroud. We're going to take him under 221.5 passing yards. He's taking on the Titans, which I get it. The Titans don't look good. The offense is starting to find their groove, I think, with Cam Ward. I'm a little biased. I do have a ticket for the Titans to win that division. I think it's gettable. Just simply because of how hard the schedules are for the rest of the teams. The Jags surprised me being 2-1, and the Colts certainly surprised me being 3-0. But the Colts schedule gets way tougher down the road than it does to start the season. I mean, they've had this Rams game's a big one. If they beat the Rams, then my prediction is going to be pretty wrong, I think. But I don't expect that. I got the Titans losing a ton of games early, and then they turn it on in the back half, and they go on a tear, and they still take the division. So, but anyway. Last year, the Titans had the number 1 pass defense, so that's why I'm taking Stroud's under. Also, Stroud hasn't looked too good this year, and he has not thrown for over this number. I think he threw over this number in 1 game so far this year. So give me the under for Stroud. I think the Titans do enough to pressure him, and he makes enough bad decisions where he can stay under this number. Next, we're going to go Puka Nacua under his line of 89.5 receiving yards. Colts defense, passing-wise, has been really good. They're a top 6 unit in the league. Rams, respectively, are top 8 or 9 unit in the league. But the Colts are top 6 as far as passing defense. So give me Puka Nacua's under. His line's set at 89.5, like I said, so 90 yards. It is a lot of yards, but I get it's Puka Nacua. He's been just a beast this year. But it's a high number against a really good defense. So give me Puka Nacua's under. We'll have this game be more of a Devontae Adams game or a dump off to Kyron Williams game or maybe a Tyler Higbee game. But give me Nacua's under on his yards. And then our final line is going to be Ashton Denty, 70-plus rushing yards. He's taken on the Bears. The Bears are They've given up 418 yards this year so far on the ground, and they've given up 5.5 yards a carry. Ashton Denty, I don't know if you guys have watched any of the Raiders games. If you have not, look up some clips so far. Denty's looked good. He played in that Chargers game. He had 35, 40 yards in the first half. So he is running the ball. Pete Carroll wants to run the ball. So, yeah, give me Denty here for 70-plus rushing yards. I kind of love it. So, just to recap, guys, for that, this prop parlay plays out plus 7,500 over on DraftKings. It's Keenan Allen, 60-plus receiving yards. Rachaad White over his line of 16.5 rushing yards. Darnell Mooney, 50-plus receiving yards. C.J. Stroud under his line of 221.5 passing yards because the Titans defense was the best unit in the league last year, and they're just slowly getting back into form. And then we got Puka Nacua under 89.5 receiving yards because the Colts have the 6th best secondary in football. And then Ashton Denty, 70-plus rushing yards because the Bears have given up over 420 yards this season, and they're giving up 5.5 yards per carry on the ground. So that parlay pays out, like I said, 75-76 over on DraftKings. I really like it. I think we got a winner on our hands. And also, like I said, a bunch of these are plus money plays, and I do bet all these singly as well. So moving on, we're going to get into the touchdown score parlay, and then we'll get you guys out of here and on the road. For touchdowns, it's pretty simple. I'll just go through them really quickly. We've got Emeka Egbuka for Tampa Bay. He had 2 touchdowns in the first game. He had a touchdown in the second game. He did not score last week. Mike Evans took it. Mike Evans got hurt. We don't know if Chris Godwin's going to play. Egbuka is going to be the main target for Baker, so give me Egbuka to get in the end zone and score. Next, we got Keenan Allen. He scored in every single game. That's right, 3 in a row he scored. 60 yards and a touchdown for Keenan Allen is hit every single week if you'd bet that. I don't know what that parlay pays. Might be worth looking into. But yeah, give me Keenan Allen again to score. Next one is James Cook. Obviously, James Cook, I don't have to say much about him. He's just a beast. He scored, I believe, in every game but one. but it might have even been every game. Next, we'll take Zach Ertz. Every game Jaden Daniels started, he scored a touchdown in. Weeks 1 and 2, he scored. Jaden Daniels didn't play last week. Zach Ertz didn't score. But I expect Jaden Daniels is supposed to play in this Falcons game, so give me Zach Ertz to score. Then we got Nick Chubb for the Texans. The Titans have one of the worst. The Titans have one of the worst run defenses in the league. They've already allowed it's either 4 or 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. Give me Nick Chubb to get in the end zone again. He's actually started to slowly ramp up. He started week 1, he was kind of slow. Week 2, he looked better. Week 3, he looked even better. So give me Nick Chubb to just keep it rolling. And then our final pick is going to be Daniel Jones for the Indianapolis Colts. First week, he had 2 touchdowns. Second week, he had 1. Third week, he had none. Bounce back spot. Give me a touchdown here. I like that a lot. This parlay pays out plus 24,907. For some reason, Keenan Allen's still a plus 160 score touchdown, even though he's had it every single week. And every week he's been a plus 160, plus 180, plus 200. So great value on him. Abuka's at a plus 1. And most of these guys are plus. Cook is minus money. And Chubb might be like right around 100, but the rest of these guys are plus money. So once again, I'm going to go through that really quickly for you guys. This parlay pays out plus 24,907 over on DraftKings. Not guaranteeing it's going to hit. I like betting them all singly, like I said. We got Emeka Ibuka. We got Keenan Allen. We got James Cook. I almost said Jared Cook. James Cook, Zach Ertz, Nick Chubb, and Daniel Jones to get in the end zone, all for touchdowns. Like I said, pays out plus 24,907. I feel also pretty good about this one, as I just kind of explained it. So, but that is all I got for you guys in this video. It should be an awesome Sunday worth of games. There's some big games out there that I'm really excited for. Ravens Chiefs should be an absolute barn burner. Rams Colts should be a really fun one to watch, even if you're not a Colts fan, which I'm not a Colts fan, but I just really like. I mean, I'm excited to see if they can keep this 3-0, go 4-0, and I've always loved the Rams. So as I glitch out on the screen here, but yeah, obviously we got the Dublin game, Steelers, taking on the Vikings. That should be fun, and then we got Eagles Bucks, which should be awesome. So just a bunch of really good games this weekend that I'm really hyped for. And then obviously we got Green Bay taking on Dallas in the primetime game, which obviously I'm a Packer fan, so go Pack, go. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys did make it to the end, just drop a comment down below. Let me know you guys made it this far, and where you disagree, where you agree. And yeah, like I said, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next video. And yeah, let's go hit all our bets. Come on now. Peace.